Hey guys, I just wanted this first video to be a testimony of the foundation of my life, how crazy it is, and how I'm just so grateful and thankful of how it all came to be. Like people would have to pay like top dollar for this quality, but this is just a normal Tuesday for me. So anyways, getting into it, I guess. I'm going off of a message I sent to one of my friends. But I was born in June when I was supposed to be born in October. So that's 4 months early. And right off the bat, instantaneously, I had stuff wrong with me to where I was born at 2 pounds, 2 ounces. And I was supposed to be a vegetable at birth. And I had a brain bleed, a seizure, and a stroke all at birth. And I was supposed to be a vegetable, the doctors and nurses said. But, oh my, I fully believe it was because of my mom and dad's prayers that it was just me being here today. I wasn't supposed to be able to look into this camera. I wasn't supposed to see this view around me. I wasn't supposed to be talking right now. But yeah, here I am talking. I'm able to see my brother filming. I'm able to feel the phone. I'm able to lift up this phone when the doctors and nurses said that I shouldn't have been able to have the strength to even hold myself up in a bed. So, but anyways, instantaneously I had stuff wrong with me. So I couldn't breathe on my own. I couldn't eat. I was on oxygen for 3.5 months after I was born. And speaking of that, I was also in the hospital for around 3.5 months after I was born. So instantaneously I had stuff wrong with me. I wasn't supposed to be this. I wasn't supposed to be this. I shouldn't have been able to even lift this phone up. I shouldn't even have to have the strength to put the mic in my shirt. But yeah, here I am holding the phone. I was able to put the mic in my shirt, and it was just an absolutely beautiful time where it was like a lot of heartache, but all my doctors and nurses, my mom and dad, they didn't give up on me. All of my family, they didn't give up on me either. So it's just like, with all of that, I had a pretty crazy birth, and it should have been easy for my mom because I was 2 pounds, 2 ounces, but it's just like, so after the 3.5 months of being in the hospital, after 3.5 months of being in the hospital, this is where my love for vehicles came in, I fully believe, because when I went out of the hospital, I remember this so vividly. I was wearing a baby blue outfit with a beanie and yellow duckies on it, and my dad, he was carrying me out, and there she was, the Ford Excursion, my dream vehicle. And the reason why I love it so much is because mom and dad bought it for me before I was born, because I would have to go to all the various appointments and therapies right after I was born. And so they bought the Excursion for me because I'd have to travel all throughout Colorado, mainly Denver, and in between that in the Springs. So with all of that, here I was. I remember vividly, 2 sets of people on either side, most likely doctors and nurses that took care of me. They were clapping so much because I was finally out of the hospital after 3.5 months. And it was just an absolutely beautiful time because the Excursion, the front was facing to the right. And I remember the right rear door being opened and my mom opening it up, and there was my baby seat. So it's just tiny stuff like that. I'm so thankful and grateful to remember. And then another time, I was close to the hospital ground, probably in the baby seat, but I remember everyone, I was the only one in the room, but I remember reaching out my hand, and I was reaching out my hand towards my mom, and like she turned around, and when she saw me, she actually came back to me, which is absolutely amazing that I'm able to remember that stuff. because of all the oxygen that went into my brain. I have some impurities today, but I'm thankful and grateful for those impurities because right off the bat, after I was out of therapy, what do you call it? Not therapy, sorry, the hospital. I was put into therapy, and this is why I call therapy like my fourth home at this point, because I've been in it ever since I got out of the hospital after those 3.5 months. So it's just like I've been in therapy all of my life. I've had all sorts of beautiful, wonderful therapists, and honestly, I can't thank God enough for them, because without these impurities, I wouldn't have met them, let alone that they would have existed. But God has just, God has, I'm gonna cry. God has blessed me with some of the most beautiful therapists in my entire life. Like this, currently, I'm doing so much therapy, and it's just, my weeks are so busy, which I'm so grateful and thankful, because it's just, I'm a very active person, so, but I just can't stop saying how grateful and thankful I am, because it's so true. It's like, these people are so wonderful, their personalities are so beautiful. I get along with them so well, and it's just an absolutely beautiful time. Just like this mountain behind me. That's just like how grateful and thankful I am and beyond, because my mom and dad putting in all the hard work to make sure I keep going to them. And it's just all of the support I have. I have an amazing support system, and it's just absolutely beautiful how I was gifted this life at such an early age. I'm only 19 and a half pretty much, but like the amount of stuff I do in a week, oh my gosh. Oh man. But anyways, so going back to the testimony video, so few years down the line, I was with one of my amazing neurologists. He was on the older side of life, but my tutor, she loves to say ancient, so I'm gonna use ancient, but it's like he was on the more ancient side of life, but he was amazing, absolutely beautiful gentleman. But the reason why I say how old he was or how ancient he was, because the amount of kids that he saw in all of his decades of being a neurologist, and it's me and my mom's first time meeting him. I'm around 8 or so at the time, and so it's me and my mom's first time meeting him in person. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where I couldn't even have the strength to lift up this phone. Well, his first comment to me was, "This kid is a miracle. He shouldn't even have the strength to lift himself up in this bed, or hold himself up rather. But yeah, he's jumping around my office." And it's just, man, I'm so grateful and thankful to God, because if I was to be a vegetable, I wouldn't have these moments that I have today. I think of all of the moments that I've laughed over these years, and I wouldn't be able to enjoy those moments if I was a vegetable. So it's just like, I hope this testimony gives you guys hope and peace and reassurance that it's not the end. Because all of my doctors and nurses, when I was a baby, they thought it was the end. But look at me now, I may not be the best, but like, we don't have to be the best. We just have to be true and authentic. And it's just like, again, going back to that neurologist, the amount of kids that he saw throughout his time as a neurologist and all that, and in between all those decades, and that's the first comment that he makes about me. And that's no coincidence. Like, all of my doctors and nurses, like, I was within this past year, I got a simple blood check where they put blood out of my arm, and the first comment that the nurse makes is, "You're a miracle. You shouldn't be here right now." Like, again, that's no coincidence. I didn't even know her. And she just said, I overlooked your papers for like a good 10 minutes. And just in those 10 minutes alone, it was just absolutely beautiful that I was able to be a light in that lady's life. And I'm so grateful and thankful that a lot of people say I'm a light in their lives too. And it's just like, we all have our impurities, but like, if we try hard enough, you know, if we try hard enough, we're good. We're good. But it's just like, absolutely, I keep going back to all my therapies because it's just, that's my fourth home. Seriously. Like, Las Vegas is my third, Colorado is my second, and heaven is my first. But I'm addicted to Las Vegas. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started. Heaven, Las Vegas, shoes, hats, vehicles, music, blasting music, running. I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to it all. But it's just, I can't stop thinking about therapy because every single week it's just absolutely beautiful of all the moments I have. Like, I'm just able to vibe out with all of my wonderful therapists and all of their beautiful personalities. And it's just like, it's no coincidence. Like, I was supposed to go to this one therapy, but then I was moved to this other building. And in that other building, I've met, I kid you not, the best people on this earth. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just like this new building that I'm at. A lot of great moments, a lot of beautiful moments, and I haven't even been there for like a year and like 3/4 of a year. So it's just, I haven't been there that long, but it's just absolutely beautiful moments. I can't thank God enough for, because it's just like, ugh. But anyways, going back to the testimony, what is it? Sorry. So this is actually a little bit earlier. This is a little bit earlier when I was around 5 or so. My mom actually said, from all the tests and everything, I was actually, right here it says that I gave up talking to walk because of the constant studies. They noticed that I wasn't able to talk until I was around 7, when I used to talk when I was 5, but they said I actually gave that up so I could walk from all the studies that they took. And so that's just a little bit. But then it's just like, it's absolutely beautiful. I just can't thank God enough, and all of my parents and everybody else in my life who have taken a lot of their energy and has just poured into me so much. My tutor, who I've known for around 9.5 years now, she is a huge part of the person I am today, and I can't thank God enough for her. And I just can't thank her for her, because she's authentic. She's on the more ancient side of life, but her life is just as insane as mine. Like, she's on the more ancient side of life, but just like, we love blasting the weekend together. She knew the weekend before I even told her. She knew Post Malone. She knew Drake. She knew Ariana Grande. And she knew like Labyrinth and all them too. So it's just like the way that we just vibe out, absolutely beautiful. And everybody in my life, just the way that I'm able to vibe out with everybody, it's absolutely beautiful. Even though I do battle with like anxiety and social anxiety, but I feel like I'm slowly getting better with that, as we all are. And it's just like, it's absolutely beautiful. I can't, it's absolutely beautiful, the amount of like stuff I've experienced in my 19.5 years roughly of life. Like, it's just like tiny moments like this. Well, like, I hope it takes off, but but like tiny moments like this where it's like, this is just a normal Tuesday for me. Where it's just like, oh, I'll be home around 5:50 and we'll go, you know. Like, it's just like a sporadic thing in the moment where like it was only a couple of days of planning where people would have to pay like hundreds of dollars for this. But it's just a normal Tuesday for me, normal Tuesday afternoon into night. So it's just like, it's crazy. But man, it's just like, so with all that, that's pretty much the end of my testimony. Like there's a lot more to later in my life, but with this, it's just like this is the foundation of my life, the basis of my life from birth all the way to around age 8 with the neurologist. So I have a lot more, but like this is pretty much it. So what I say? Thank you guys. I hope this helps a lot, and I pray this takes off. I hope it takes off.
What else are you gonna do? What should people expect? You know, if it takes off and they're just like, oh man, what's he gonna do next? Like, what's next? What's the next part?
On my Instagram and TikTok and all that, it's just like a lot of fashion. I'm addicted to outfits, shoes. I have 45 pairs as of current. And I remember my sister making a post on Facebook saying, oh, he's grown up so much to where it's like he went from collecting Hot Wheels and vehicles to shoes and hats. But it's just like, yeah. ATVing. I love ATVing. I'm addicted to ATVing. Like, oh my gosh, don't even get me started on that. And vehicles, I'm addicted to vehicles, as we all know. And just like vibing out, you know. Whatever happens. Like, we'll go from there. So anyways, it's just like, that's pretty much it. Like I said, from my birth all the way to age 8, pretty much. So there's a lot more, and I'll most likely make videos of that too, but that's gonna require a lot more planning because that goes into like a lot of deeper stuff. But anyways, this is pretty much it, and yeah, it's just like, I hope this really helps you guys, and stay safe and God bless. There you go.